Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Morning. Good morning.
We are the Breakfast Club.
So we are the Breakfast Club.
No, you said we are the Breakfast Morning.
Oh, we are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. It's early. And we have a special guest with us, the Executive Director at American Foundation for the University of the West Indies, Miss Anne Marie Grant. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning to your listeners.
I'm trying to see you. How you doing?
I am great. I'm having a good day.
That's
All
great.
right, perfect. Well, you know, every year, right, the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies, herein we'll be calling it AFUWI.
Yes, AFUWI.
AFUWI.
Yes, that is going to be going down the gala on Wednesday, February 19th. So, Anne Marie, since you are the Executive Director, I wanted you to come up and just explain to people about the University of the West Indies and what this foundation does for students that want to attend those schools or students who are attending the University of the West Indies.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here, and we really appreciate it. So, AFUWI, or AFUWI, is a non-profit foundation. We're located here in the U.S., and what we do is support the University of the West Indies. And the West Indies, the UWI, as it's properly called, is in 17 countries of the English-speaking Caribbean. And it's the single largest university that's owned by the Caribbean, and it's a quasi-government institution. So the government helps out a little bit, a very, very, very small little bit.
Okay.
And so the gala is one of the events that we host to support the scholarship program for needy students. Angela will let you, I'm sure you know that the Caribbean is where great minds are made. The Hamiltons of the world, the Marcus Garveys of the world, the Bob Marleys of the world, the Usain Bolts of the world. But we do have a serious challenge with our economics. And so many, many, many of our young, bright, talented, and ambitious students can't afford it. They're just poor.
So what do you guys, what did you guys raise last year, and where does the money go?
So the money goes directly to pay tuition. And last year we sent 52 students full scholarship to UWI.
That's
and
great.
we're hoping, given economic circumstances, to be able to do 100. So with your help,
Yes.
we're hoping to raise more money. So I just want to again thank you for being here.
Now, how can people help if they want to donate? They're listening right now. Maybe they're from Caribbean descent, or maybe they just want to, you know what, I want to help.
Maybe they care about sending kids to college.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Yeah.
they're just good human beings. And
Right.
There you go.
Education, as you know, is the gateway for empowerment and progress. So you don't have to be anything Caribbean.
Correct.
But we have a website. It's www.afuwi.org. That's A as in American, F as in foundation, U for university,
WWI.
Right.
West Indies.
West for West Indies, and U for university, and I for Indies.
You
So
just
it's
confused
AFU.
everybody.
I know,
That's
wait,
so
hold
right.
on.
You
Let's
just
back
confused
that up.
everybody.
It's American Foundation for the University of the West Indies. That's AFUWI.org.
And we are a non-profit IRS designated, so any donations in cash or kind, fully tax deductible. So if you give it, you're going to get it back.
And
There
now,
you go.
how long ago was the University of the West Indies established, just so people know?
So we are about 72 years old. We were obviously we were established by the colonial masters of the English-speaking Caribbean, which in this case would have been England. And this was long before we were independent nations. And as you know, all of the countries, not all, most of the countries in English-speaking Caribbean are now independent sovereign nations.
Now, one of the other challenges, besides just paying for tuition, right? Obviously, there are natural disasters that take place on some of these islands that cause obstacles for students who perhaps maybe there's a hurricane that hits the island. And then now there's financial challenges at home that might prevent a student from being able to go to the university. So this money also can go towards helping with those expenses, right?
Absolutely. Accommodation and living expenses. And I just quickly want to share a quick illustration. So on an average, excluding Trinidad, the average GDP in the Caribbean is about $8,000.
What's GDP?
Gross domestic product.
Okay.
All right. So per capita. So it's about 8,000. And if the cost of a college education, this is an excellent college education because we are ranked in the 4% top best universities in the world, is about 3,000. It means that an average family of 5 or 6 would have to live on the difference. And that excludes tuition, that excludes transportation, food, and for the rest of the family. So when you have situations like natural disasters, hurricanes, we had an earthquake in Jamaica a few days ago. Thankfully, nobody was
I
hurt.
saw that. That affected Miami.
Yes. So when you have things like floods, hurricanes, earthquakes, those things have a serious
Volcano
impact.
eruptions.
Volcano eruptions for places
Montserrat.
like St. Lucia and Montserrat. Those things have a serious impact on the economies of the Caribbean. And as you know, when we had Hurricane Irma and Maria, 225% of the GDP of Dominica was wiped out.
That's where Envy's from.
that means that you're coming from minus to rebuild, and you have to rebuild everything and to build it better so that we can be more resilient.
Now with the gala, can anybody come to the gala?
Yes.
Is it invite only? Do they have auctions where you can buy things? Like how does it work so people can do it?
Great question. So it's open to the public. You just need to come, pay for
Make
your
that
ticket,
donation, because that ticket that you purchase actually goes toward
the scholarship program. We have an auction. We have a live auction and a silent auction, and you can go online at that www.afuwi.org or call us in the office at 212-759-9345.
And Anne-Marie will pick up the phone, by the way.
Yes.
What are some of the things that are auctioned off that people can purchase and buy?
You can actually purchase a suite at a Brooklyn Nets game, because I got the Brooklyn Nets to donate that.
Right. We have exciting vacation packages to some of the best hotels in the Caribbean.
And you'll get a great deal on one of those, let me tell you.
Great deals. We have sporting memorabilia. I'm sure there'll be items from R&P, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, Usain Bolt, many of the great Caribbean athletes, baseball greats as well.
Okay.
And this year, I just want to tell you, we have a mini art exhibition by Michael Escoffrey. And Michael Escoffrey is an internationally known Jamaican artist. And so he's donating pieces of art for that. So you actually get to walk through art exhibition while we're there.
That is so cool.
And you know what I really love about this too? The support that you get from all of the different prime ministers, premiers of all the different islands as well. So every year, AFUWI, actually, you guys honor different people. So let's talk about who's being honored this year at the gala.
We are very excited. And we are a Caribbean university representing 17 countries. So with your permission, I just want to shout out all our countries.
Go ahead.
So we have the university community is made up of the islands of Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, Dominica, Grenada, Jamaica, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. So that all those islands make up the UWI community.
So y'all be going on vacation to all these islands. Okay, why don't you donate for the education for some of these students who live on these islands to be able to go to school?
And I just want to say that without a doubt, a significant percentage of the population in the New York tri-state area have direct Caribbean connections. Irrespective of how you look or where you think you come from, we all have some direct Caribbean connections.
Yeah, my dad's dad is from Dominica.
There you go. And so our honorees this year are Lorraine Toussaint, who you know is from Trinidad and Tobago, and she is an activist for women's equality. She's our Bob Marley honoree this year. David Pattison, whose paternal grandmother, this is the Honorable David Pattison, former governor, the 55th governor of the state of New York. His grandmother, on his father's side, his paternal grandmother is Jamaican, and his paternal grandfather is from the island of Carriacou, which is associated with the Grenadines.
You've been there, right, Envy?
So there you go. You didn't know it was that close. We're also delighted to say Meredith Marshall, who is one of the leading architects, Black-owned architect, one of the largest in the New York tri-state area and certainly on Eastern Seaboard, and of Barbadian descent. He's one of our honorees. Building the Caton Flats in Brooklyn. That's
wow.
Or the Jamaica Center in Jamaica, the biggest building in Jamaica now, in the Jamaica area, not Jamaica, the islands, Jamaica in New York, Queens. Right. Dr. Godfrey Gibson and Jamaica Money Market Brokers. Those are our distinguished honorees this year. We're very, very, very excited.
And listen, if you can come and buy those tickets, I tell you, it is a wonderful networking experience as well. Because
it is.
Everybody who is anybody comes to this, especially people from the Caribbean. It's amazing.
I just had a conversation with Paxton Baker this morning, who, as you know, he lives in D.C., called to say he's going to be at the gala, along with his buddy Freddie Jackson and a few more individuals. Our gala chair is Dougie Fresh. One of our MCs, Maurice Dubois, whose heritage is from Dominica, as you know.
Yeah.
He's been our MC for many, many years.
He's a great MC.
We also have the distinguished MC Angela Yee. You may know her.
I don't know who that is.
So she's going to be anchoring the second leg of the program, and we have Janelle Snowden. So we're very, very excited. Our kids are talented, DJ, and they just need an opportunity.
And you know what? The best part of the event, and I always say this, is when you get to see the students, because you guys always highlight some of the students who have received these scholarships.
Absolutely. And so we're going to have 2 student representatives this year, and they come to tell their own story.
It's always my favorite part.
It's not crafted, it's not coerced, it's not choreographed. It's just the plain truth. It's authentic.
Absolutely.
And they tell you as it is for them.
And
so
when you
we
see how successful they are, and,
Yes.
yeah, and how much AFUWI has actually contributed to their success, I think it's amazing. So if anybody can find it in their heart to donate, if you want to come out to the event, we'll all be there. Also, shout out to VP Records. Last year, we did some
they'll
great
be in the
entertainment.
house this year too.
Yeah, we did some great
Who
entertainment
caters
with
though?
them.
Who caters though?
It's at the Pierre Hotel. So I don't think you can't bring in your own caterer.
I want to make sure there's some Caribbean food in there.
But let me
yes,
tell you something.
They do a Caribbean.
Oh, that's what I'm
they do.
talking
Yeah,
about.
they do
But
a
let me tell
Caribbean.
you something. People that own the restaurants, you know, Golden Crust, their family is involved in this, everything.
dope.
So it
in
really
your gift
is.
bag, you're going to get a little Golden Cross bun. You know that little bun that you see in the stores.
The little bun and
yes,
chicken?
little bun, yes.
My wife
yes,
will love
yes.
that. All right, well, give them the information again.
So the gala is going to be held on Wednesday, February 19th. It's at the Pierre Hotel. It starts at 6 p.m. with a cocktail reception. Then we have the awards. And right after that, we have a party.
Yes.
With some great Caribbean music, some great all-around music, some dancing. We have a dance floor this year.
Yes.
So, bring your dancing shoes. You can get more information by calling us at 212-759-9345. That's 212-759-9345. Or log on to our website where you can learn more about the foundation and donate at www.afuwi.org.
Well, thank you for joining us so much, Miss Anne Marie Grant. The
You and
executive
Gia should
director
come.
at
She'll love it.
I know, and I'm definitely I'm gonna talk to you behind the scenes because I got an idea too. Executive director at American Foundation for the University of the West Indies. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anne
And
Marie
just so
Grant.
you know, you guys, this is the #1 program in the world. Okay, we all listen to it.
Let me
so
tell
much.
you something. She's not lying. I was in the Grenadines, and someone came up to me, and they was like, "Oh my God, just so you know, we love the Breakfast Club." I was in the airport. I was in Canawan, and I'm like, they know us in Canawan.
They know you in Jamaica because I went to Rebel Salute, and somebody
absolutely.
said, "Can you hook me up to the people on the Breakfast Club?" And I'm like, "What?" Because we get their program. We want to come to New York.
Listen.
it's the #1 program in the world.
When we had Christopher Martin on here, and he actually performed at the gala last year, when we had Christopher Martin on here, he told me that he didn't realize how much of a big deal it was that he was on the Breakfast Club until he did the show, and everyone was hitting him about it. So, shout out to Christopher Martin from last year, and we're looking forward to it this year. I can't wait.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.